At this place in history, we're in the town of Rockingham with Steve Perkins, the executive director of the Vermont Historical Society. And Steve, a very crucial feature of Rockingham's original town center brings us here.
Oh, absolutely, Mike. I mean, this is a kind of an icon of Vermont history here. It is one of the oldest intact meeting houses in the entire state, and it's very, very well preserved. So we're going to go inside and we're going to talk to some of the docents here, and we're going to learn all about the history and the preservation of this very important structure.
Rosemary Roth is guiding us around and is going to talk with us about what we see around us.
It was started in 1787.
1787, and all the way up until the 1860s.
Right.
Was used.
Not only meetings from the town, but also weddings and funerals and services. The church part, or the religious part, closed in 1839, and then in 1869 the rest of it closed because Bellows Falls, a village in the town of Rockingham, became highly industrialized, and all of the action moved down there.
And so any kind of civic resource would need to move down that way to that.
They did. And no one came in here again until 1907. And when they did, they found out it had been thoroughly vandalized. They came and they replaced all of these. They found whatever doors they could. They were refurbished. They were put back on. They are original. And the hardware was reproduced. And the pulpit was put back together.
Now, something that does remain that you don't see in a lot of buildings like this anymore are these square structures throughout the middle of the church. They look kind of like livestock pens.
They are really known as box pews. However, around here, we call them pig pens. And you would lease those on a yearly basis, and you could put your name on it so everybody knew it belonged to your family. The building does not have any heat, the building does not have any electric, and there isn't any water close by. So it was really quite primitive. And when you came in the winter, you brought a little box with you, the pew foot warmer.
Rosemary, something else within the meeting house that a lot of people in Vermont will likely recognize, an SD organ.
And you're more than welcome to play it when you come. However, you better have had a really big breakfast. It is a manual reed. So. The meeting house is open 7 days a week. We are open from 11 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Come anytime. We'd love to see you.
Vermont's oldest surviving place of worship has also been a place for much more at this place in history.